U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken had a packed day of diplomacy in the Middle East and shared this new development at a press conference in Qatar.
So together with Qatar and Egypt, we put forward, as you know, a serious proposal that was aimed at not simply repeating the previous agreement, but expanding it. As the Prime Minister just said, Hamas responded tonight. We're reviewing that response now, and I'll be discussing it with the government of Israel tomorrow.
Blinken said a lot of work remained to be done on a deal, but he continued to believe that an agreement was possible and essential. Qatar's Prime Minister, Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani, said the reply from Hamas in general was positive. At the White House, President Joe Biden was more cautious, saying there is some movement on the hostage situation.
There's been a response from the opposition, but from Hamas, but it seems to be a little over the top. We're not sure where it is. There's a continuing negotiation right now.
No details of the deal have been revealed. Qatar has been working with the United States and Egypt to broker an agreement that would involve an extended pause in fighting and the release of the more than 100 hostages still held by Hamas. The U.S.-designated terrorist group staged an October 7th attack that killed 1,200 Israelis and triggered the war. Israeli attacks on Gaza have left more than 27,478 Palestinians dead, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. Blinken arrived in Doha for talks after meeting with Egyptian leaders in Cairo. He started his fifth Middle East trip since the war began with a visit to Saudi Arabia. Blinken will hold talks in Israel Wednesday to discuss the hostage deal and Hamas response. One expert told VOA there are lots of obstacles.
I think one of the key sticking points, Hamas really wants something that's more of a longer term, more permanent ceasefire, if you will. Israel wants all of its hostages back, but Hamas has for years, in previous instances, placed a higher price on Israel Defense Forces soldiers that they have in their custody.
On Monday, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant warned that Israel's ground forces could advance on the southern city of Rafah, where Palestinians were told they needed to flee to from the north. Gallant said every Hamas terrorist hiding in Rafah should know that his end would be the same as others, saying, "Surrender or die. There is no third option." Cindy Saine, VOA News, the State Department.